Welcome back to Rogue Mystic Divination, everybody, and this is going to be the weekly for the 16th through the 22nd, I believe, so weekly tarot, and everything will be timestamped below. We're going from the collective, Ophiuchus, and all the way to Pisces, and with that, today it's going to be, or whenever this finds you, you're going to have 5 cards for each sign. Please be sure to like and comment what sign it is that you're checking in for, who it is that you may be cross-watching, or which sign you may be cross-watching for. And we have a treat today. I'm going to be incorporating the Midnight Oracle into the reads, and it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I definitely like the style of it, and I'm also still getting acquainted with it, so let me know if you guys like that addition, and everyone is going to get that card. I'm going to utilize it to ask you a question and see, just to kind of get your brain focused on something that you may not have thought of before. So, help you find your own answers, essentially. But we are starting with the collective energy right now, and general. Choosing to go back to something, it may not be the best choice is what I'm getting, but you do need to check in on it and see if it's changed. It's likely because you did not have the answers from it that you, the kind of closure that you needed from it in order to really move on from it, collective. And all that going back to this is going to do is let you know that no, you're beyond this and you were right. There is that energy, collective, that you may have some individuals around you saying that, well, you're wrong to give up on that, you should put more work in. What about the other party's work, you know? What about that bad boss who's not doing their job, who expected you to do yours and theirs at the same time? What about that significant other that doesn't want to put the work in and accept that they're wrong about anything? The parent that doesn't want to acknowledge that they've never really been a parent, even though they have children. So all you're going to do is remind yourself that no, you're right, and you had good reason to walk away. A lot of emotion with this card, but I think you'll be able to keep it in check. For love, this week, we have the Magician. Beware of manipulating or being manipulated. It may come off as a good idea, thinking that, well, I just need to get done what needs to get done, and we just need to get over this. Keep in mind, this is also about manipulating yourself, thinking that with this energy, with this 8 of Cups energy over here, don't kid yourself. You may be falling back on some old ideas, thinking that, well, it'll be different this time, or I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm walking into. And you may just be manipulating yourself to... You may be doing the narcissist work for them. And, like you're, sorry to put it this way, but kind of like they've trained you right, and that you know what they're thinking. You know what their reaction is going to be. And you're willing just to kind of fall into place where they want you because it's easier than going against them. Don't do that. It's not so much about lacking confidence. You know, people have this idea of what confidence looks like and what it is, and sometimes it's just going in and getting something done and not saying anything about what it is that you're doing or looking for any kind of recognition, any kind of acknowledgement from any other party. Just go in and do what you're there to do and walk out. As far as money this week, we've got the Cups. If anything, this feels like, so far it looks like we're relearning and reiterating to ourselves that, no, we were right, we shouldn't have been here, and we came back here to do something because it's left unfinished, but we're able to go in and get this done by actually caring for ourselves. As I usually say with the kings are the ones who want to manage things as they are. They're not there to change anything. They're there to manage what's already there. So keep that in mind whenever you're walking into whatever this past situation is, this thing that you're kind of like in part two of. It's the same thing, it's just the second part. There's a certain amount of tolerance that you're walking in with this. I almost want to say you've grown a thick skin and you can deal with the kind of emotional turmoil that you're walking into, but keep in mind to not absorb what it is that you're walking into too. Very much getting the image of the boundary line of the Pacific and the Atlantic where they meet, and there's this distinctive line between the two of them, but it's nothing that's enforced. It's just the difference between the water temperatures, the aquatic bodies, that the salinity, the density and everything, if I'm not mistaken, that keeps them two separate energies, two separate entities. I'm sorry, there we go. And keep in mind, you can feel one way, somebody else can feel another way, and you can exist right beside each other, and you don't have to absorb and become or take on their emotions. Be your own body of water, have your own emotions, and don't be tricked into thinking that just because you're water and they're water, it doesn't mean you're the same. Because this could be strong on water sign energy this week. And you may want to look into into your chart and see where water lies with you. Because this week we're going from Scorpio season into Sagittarius season. So going from one situation where we may not be seen as favorable, regardless of what we do, somebody's going to have an issue with it because of that Scorpio kind of Scorpio resilience is what I'm getting off of this, for the most part. And you may be ending the week with kind of getting under some people's skin, but that's not your fault. They want to feel that way, that's up to them. And the fact that you're sitting there kind of nonplussed about how they feel could be what it is that drives them up the wall. But like normally you care. Normally you listen to what it is I have to say. Not now. And this is a money card. I'm sorry, guys. This is a money card. And with the King of Cups coming up into that, manage what you already have. Don't decide that you're going to go out and do a million other things to get more money, because it's likely to kind of cost you more than it's worth. It's going to cost you more than you're getting paid. So manage yourself, manage your emotions, and especially your emotions around money. You can support the monetary endeavors of others this week, and it ends up paying off for you, or at least it may not be the money that matters here. It could be the emotional relationship that matters more with somebody else's money. And that is not the card that I need to draw. So we are going to look at the bottom card, like I was supposed to. And if you want to take that tower energy, there could be a lot of changes coming in, but we are looking at the moon right now. This is the underlying energy for the week for the collective. With the moon, you could find that you are dealing with a lot of illusion. How do you feel? How do other people feel? And you may find that not everybody's being honest about that. Even looking in the mirror, you're like, why would I think that? Why would I feel that way? That doesn't have anything to do with what's going on, and it's almost as though you're right going back to that that Atlantic Pacific kind of analogy where it's there's the thing that you're supposed to feel that other people feel that you're supposed to feel, and I don't even think it is that they feel that way. Like they know you're supposed to feel a certain way, and you don't subscribe to that, and part of you could be very tempted to maintain the illusion that you do, However, in the long run, I'm not sure you're really going to be able to commit to it. So be careful of how much you want to stay in this situation where you have to kind of lie about your feelings. Don't let it become your entire personality. So, for the Midnight Oracle, after everything goes out of focus, right? We are going to see what question is that you need to be asking, and I will put a link down to this deck down there. I'm not an affiliate or anything. I just got this deck, and I'm sure somebody's going to ask what it is I'm using. But these are kind of gothic themes, so if it's not your vibe, it's not your vibe. If it is, then cool. What question do you need to ask yourself this week? We have the bleeding roots. Are there unresolved issues from your past holding you back? Are there unresolved issues from your past holding you back? How do your roots flourish or hinder you? What growth is impossible if you nurture your foundation? And since I kept wanting to say impossible, what growth is impossible because it is in the reverse. You may be so disconnected from where all this came from that not understanding where somebody else has or a number of other people like family, friends, long-term acquaintances, you may not understand where that control comes from or where those feelings come from, and it may be time for you to look at that. So thank you guys, and now I am moving on to a few kiss.